You're bleeding. Your hands are shaking. The weight of your weapon feels unbearable. Your knees are giving way. Your breath is jagged and shallow, and your chest feels as though it might break under the pressure. I can see it, the pain and regret in your eyes. For a moment, I wonder if you'll let it all go. If you'll drop everything and sink into the darkness. Maybe it would be easier that way. Maybe the pain would end if you just gave up and let the abyss consume you. But hear me now, don't you dare give up. Not now, not like this. I understand. You're tired. You're so tired it's written into every bone in your body. You've fought in silence, all alone, with no one to see it. No one sees those nights when you lay awake, staring at ceilings that offer no answers. No one sees the internal wars you fight, the demons clawing at your sanity when the world is quiet. They only see the mask you wear, the mask of strength. But underneath that mask, I see the cracks, the times you broke down, the times you clenched your fists, tears brimming in your eyes, choking on words you can't speak. And worst of all, you're starting to believe the lie. You're starting to believe that if you fall now, no one will care, that no one will notice. But I'm here. I see you. I see every scar, every bruise, every fragment of your soul that you fought so hard to keep together. I hear your silent screams. I hear the prayers that never leave your throat, because after begging for salvation so many times, it feels pointless. I know what you've been through, the betrayal, the abandonment, the spit of those you would have died for. I know how words have cut deeper than blades, how promises shattered like glass. I've tasted that bitterness. I've felt that hopelessness, the despair that runs through your veins, telling you it's not worth getting back up. You've lost so much, parts of yourself that will never return. People you thought would stand beside you, gone when you needed them most. And it haunts you, doesn't it? The ghosts of what could have been, the echoes of laughter now turned bitter. You've buried dreams with your own hands. You've let go of things that once made you believe. But look at you, still breathing, still fighting. And that's the cruelest victory of all. Don't you dare call that weakness. Don't you dare call that failure. That is survival. That is strength. Anyone can fight when the odds are in their favor. Anyone can hold a crown when the world is bowing before them. But to keep fighting when everything has been stripped away, to crawl through hell with nothing but shattered bones and bleeding hands, that takes a fire the world can't put out. That strength the world will never understand. So, cry if you need to. Let the tears fall. It doesn't matter if anyone's watching. You've earned every scar, every tear. Let the grief tear you apart if it must, but don't you dare stop fighting. Not now, not ever. Every breath you take is an act of defiance. Every step forward is a challenge to the darkness that has been trying to swallow you. As long as there's breath in your lungs, there's a chance to turn this around. There's a chance to rise bloodied, furious, and make them choke on every time they called you weak. They'll tell you it's hopeless, that you're wasting your time. They'll point to your failures, to the battles you've lost. Let them laugh. They don't know you. They don't know what you've survived, what you've clawed your way back from. Let them talk. Let them laugh. They've never felt the weight of 1,000 regrets and still found the strength to stand. They've never stared down the darkest of nights with nothing but a broken weapon and a heart that refuses to stop beating. So let them laugh. Let them have their words. They're nothing but shadows trying to drag you back into the dark. You've come too far to go back now. You've bled too much, fought too hard. Even if you're crawling, even if every step feels like a blade twisting in your side, keep moving. Prove them wrong. Prove yourself wrong. A warrior isn't defined by victories. A warrior is defined by the battles they refuse to surrender to. It's not about never falling, it's about how many times you can fall. How many times you can hit the ground and still pull yourself back up. It's about spitting blood, wiping your mouth, and snarling at the pain. Is that all you've got? Embrace the pain. Let it sharpen you, harden you. Let every wound become armor. Every scar, a reminder that you survived when you were meant to break. Don't you dare give up. Not today, not ever. You've got too much left to fight for, even if you can't see it right now. If the world wants a war, give it one. Give it a fight it'll never forget. Burn so brightly that even the darkness has no choice but to look away. Be the nightmare they never saw coming. They'll tell you that warriors don't cry, that real strength is silent, that it's about burying your pain deep within, hiding it behind a stoic mask, pretending that nothing can touch you, nothing can break you. They'll say that tears are for the weak, that vulnerability is a flaw, that showing your scars is a sign of defeat. But they're wrong. You know it, deep down, in the marrow of your bones. Strength isn't about acting invincible. It's about admitting you're shattered completely. Utterly shattered and still choosing to rise. It's about kneeling on broken glass, your blood pooling beneath you, mingling with the dust of the battlefield, and still locking eyes with your demons, still whispering through gritted teeth, "Not today." If you need to cry, cry. Let the tears carve rivers down your face. Let them wash away the weight of the world you've been carrying. Scream if you have to scream, until your voice cracks, until your throat burns, until the echoes of your pain shatter the silence. There's no shame in it, no weakness in feeling. The only true weakness lies in letting the pain consume you, letting it drag you down into the abyss, until you forget who you are, until you forget how to fight, until you forget that you were ever a warrior at all. Don't you dare let that happen. You are stronger than that. You've always been stronger than that. You've bled too much, fought too hard, sacrificed too much to let yourself drown in the darkness now. Yes, it's brutal. Yes, the nights stretch on endlessly, and the silence feels like it's closing in, suffocating you, stealing the air from your lungs. The guilt, the regret, the shadows of the past, they're haunting you, clawing at your mind, whispering lies that you're not good enough, that you'll never be enough. But listen to me, those ghosts, they don't control you. They don't own you. You get to decide what they mean. Let them fuel your fire. Let every scar, every lost moment, every heartbreak sharpen your resolve. The only way out is forward, one agonizing, bloody step at a time. Let them laugh. Let them talk. Let them underestimate you. Let them think they can break you. They've never encountered a soul like yours, a soul that has been to hell and back, that has felt the sting of betrayal and tasted the bitterness of loss and still chose to rise. Let them look into your eyes and see the fire burning there, a fire that refuses to be extinguished, a fire that will never go out. Let them see the storm brewing in your gaze, the unyielding defiance that says, "I am still here." You're not broken. You're unbreakable. You've survived too much, fought too hard, endured too long to give up now. You are still here, still breathing, still standing, and as long as there's breath in your lungs, your story is far from over. This is not the end. This is not where you fall. This is where you rise. So rise. Rise with all the fury that has been building inside you, all the grief that has carved you into who you are, all the defiance that has kept you alive this long. Rise like the storm they never saw coming, like the force of nature they never believed you could be. Be the nightmare they won't be able to forget, the reckoning they never thought would come. Let them feel the ground shake beneath their feet as you take your first step forward. Let them hear the thunder in your voice as you declare, "I am not done." Don't stop fighting. Not now, not ever. The world will try to break you, to wear you down, to convince you that you're not enough. But you are more than enough. You are a warrior, a survivor, a force to be reckoned with. And no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. Because that's who you are. That's what you do. You rise, you fight, you endure, and you will keep doing so until the very end. So take that step, then take another and another. Keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible. Keep fighting, even when it feels like the world is against you. And when the day comes, and it will come when you stand victorious, when you look back at all you've overcome, you'll know this truth. You were never broken. You were always unbreakable, and you always will be. Don't stop fighting. Not now, not ever.